Right, I think this is day 46. Market's just opened. Looking at gold, it's gapped up. It's now retraced. So yeah, we're just trading that. Further breakdown. Moved our stop. As it broke out of that, it created another little bear flag in a moment, and as it broke away from that, we moved our stop to the bottom of it and then came back up and got stopped out, no problems. Today was absolutely shocking. Blown account, utter, nonsense, utter nonsense. Didn't record most of it because it was just utter drivel. I think my 10-second strategy didn't really work for me today, and I think I know why. There was a really big move up at 1:30. Must have been on the back of news, and the market just didn't really. It was moving in a really tight range ever since, and that sort of, when you look at the 1 minute chart, that sort of inter-candle price action was really choppy. So there was no clear sort of movements from the 1 minute candles. So as a result, the 10-second candles were just chaos. And, to be fair, despite how chaotic it was, really, we took some okay trades. I think I didn't record a lot of it, but looking back at the stuff that I did record, it's not bad. It's not terrible stuff that I've done. And I think even some of the losing trades, it just sort of was a product of just getting chopped out. And, they weren't horrendous. I mean, something like this, I don't know why I entered here. I mean, you can see how choppy it is. We've come back up to previous highs. So what about this makes you think that it's going to go? Nothing. We're still trading in the opening 15-minute range, which I never liked doing anyway. So yeah, pretty pointless, to be honest with you, this one. Again, just feeling as though we have to be trading every time we look at the chart, which just simply isn't true. Right, this one I was actually really happy with. This was a good trade. This was a really good trade. So we've had a big push up on gold. We've had that retracement. And now we're starting to expand back to the upside. So it was a good entry on the trade, I think. We entered as we were starting to really break back up to the upside. Still not using a take profit marker. We might have to think about changing that tomorrow. But we moved the stop up. Probably got a bit lucky that we didn't get stopped out there, to be fair. Could just as easily have done. In actual fact, if we trusted the trades a bit more, we could have just left it at break even just to allow it to expand higher. But it went for us, and this was really, really nice. Just allowing us to move our stop up and having a bit more confidence as it's going higher, which is why we've moved to the 10-second chart. We had a couple of these where we started out in profit and then it's come back up and stopped. I mean, realistically, even here, we're quite a long way from the 21 EMA, and that's on the 10-second chart. So I dread to think how far away we were from it on the fucking 1 minute chart. Jesus. Excuse me. But yeah, this one, stopped out. So we're in a downtrend. We pulled back up, and now we're starting to rotate back down. Looking to play into that swing structure. We've popped back up, and we're coming back down again. So, kind of aiming for the bottom of the range is sort of what we're thinking here. We did move our stop, and we ended up getting stopped out in profit. So, yeah, not too bad in the end. And here we basically just gave the exact same trade another go. And, you know, made a nice profit on it, so I can't really argue. Again, probably a little bit lucky we didn't get stopped out there, to be fair, but, you know, we'll take the luck when it comes, because, yeah, we need it. And this was the last trade of the day that made even a modicum of sense, and let's be honest, looking at the price action now, it doesn't really make any sense to have entered there or taken that trade. Shouldn't have taken it, which ultimately became the mantra of the fucking day. Our downfall from here involved minis. It involved walking away from active trades. It involved having to get my credit card out to buy a new account. We go again.